So, how this presidency, Donald Trump, will affect Macedonia?
Well, first and foremost, throughout the Balkans, his victory will inspire and empower ethnic nationalists. That's across the board, I think, among the Serbs, among the Croats, among the Bosniaks, among the Macedonians, among the Greeks, among the Albanians. I mean, there's a kind of sympathetic vibration that will encourage all these ethnic nationalists, specifically on the issues that are so difficult for Macedonia, like the name issue. I have no idea what Donald Trump thinks, because I don't think he's ever mentioned it. I doubt he's even aware of it. His Slovenian wife, who, by the way, worked illegally in the United States before she was permitted to by her visa, she seems to have taught him absolutely nothing about the Balkans, so far as I can.
She was a model.
So far as I can
tell him.
Even a model could teach you something about the Balkans.
Ask Slavoj Žižek, for example.
You know, I don't know how he'll react to this issue, but you know, when ethnic nationalists get empowered, the proposition that always comes up is partition. And I understand why partition is a bad idea in Macedonia, and I understand why it shouldn't happen. But I don't think Donald Trump is going to be very sympathetic to my arguments if somebody puts forward the argument, well, let's give the Albanians the northwestern part of the country where they live and give the Macedonians the rest. I know where that leads. That leads to war, because the Albanians can't be happy if the largest Albanian city in Macedonia is not in the territory that's given to them, and Skopje is the largest Albanian city in
and
Macedonia.
You cannot make Skopje Jerusalem.
I discussed this issue with Prime Minister Georgievsky many years ago. I know what the propositions have been. They don't work. They don't work because they can never agree on the lines.
Or exchange the people.
And exchanging people is simply not.
Territory.
It's a disgraceful solution in modern terms. So I understand why these things can't and shouldn't be done. But frankly, my arguments are rather intellectual, and they'll be regarded as hypothetical by ethnic nationalists who will often, you know, in Bosnia at the beginning of the war, they all appeared together, happy with the outcome of the first democratic elections. Then they went to war. You know, and we have this situation in many countries of ethnic nationalist sectarian forces that claim that they can reach agreements on borders, exchange of population, whatever you like, and then they fail to do it and go to war instead.
Yeah.
So I'm very skeptical of those solutions, and frankly, I think the impact in the Balkans could be tragic.
Tragic in what terms?
Could lead to war. Could lead to war.
War?
I mean, well,
what do you mean by
war?
war?
If Mr. Dodik finds Mr. Trump inspirational and is encouraged to hold an independence referendum in Bosnia and Herzegovina, thinking that the President of the United States will go along. How can he not? He's a white nationalist himself, make America great again guy. If that kind of inspiration happens, I can see real problems in the Balkans. Not the same problems as the 1990s, because you don't have a Serbian army of those dimensions. You don't have a Croatian army. Croatia isn't going to war. It's a NATO member. Serbia isn't going to war either, because it's weakened its military significantly. But you could have serious instability, certainly in Bosnia, I think also in Macedonia, and even in Serbia, which has substantial ethnic minorities, you could see a kind of contagion in the Balkans. It's what many of us always feared. It's the reason why we tried to keep the borders where they were, even if we changed them from internal borders to international borders. We always tried to keep them where they were and not create ethnic divisions. I don't think Mr. Trump is likely to be too concerned about that, and certainly I don't think Mr. Dodik will hesitate to test him.